It was once the bedrock of modern society, the engine of economic growth, and the embodiment of the American dream. The middle class for generations represented stability, opportunity, and the promise that hard work would lead to a comfortable life. But look around today, and you'll see the cracks forming. This pillar of our society isn't just shrinking, it's slowly disappearing, and understanding why is one of the most urgent challenges of our time. This is the story of how the middle class began to vanish. The first tremors were felt with the rise of globalization. As the world became more interconnected, corporations began chasing cheaper labor markets overseas. This wave of outsourcing hollowed out domestic industries, particularly manufacturing, which had long been a source of stable, well-paying jobs. Suddenly, American workers found themselves in direct competition with a global labor force, putting immense downward pressure on their wages and job security. At the same time, another revolution was brewing: technology. The quiet hum of servers and the whir of robotic arms became the soundtrack to a new economic era. Automation and artificial intelligence began to replace not just blue-collar factory jobs, but also white-collar administrative roles, further squeezing the job market for those in the middle. While these economic shifts were reshaping the landscape, a growing chasm was opening up between the rich and everyone else. For decades, the wages of the average worker have remained stubbornly stagnant, failing to keep pace with soaring productivity and the ever-increasing cost of living. This stagnation wasn't an accident. It was fueled by policies that often seemed to favor capital over labor. Tax structures were reshaped in ways that disproportionately benefited the wealthiest individuals and corporations, allowing wealth to concentrate at the very top. Simultaneously, the power of labor unions, once a formidable force in securing fair wages and benefits for workers, was systematically eroded, leaving individual employees with little leverage to negotiate for their fair share of the profits they helped create. On top of stagnant wages, the basic pillars of a middle-class life became crushingly expensive. A college education, once a reliable ticket to upward mobility, has transformed into a massive financial burden, saddling an entire generation with crippling student debt. The cost of healthcare has skyrocketed, with rising premiums and out-of-pocket expenses turning a medical emergency into a potential financial catastrophe for many families. And in cities and suburbs across the country, the dream of home ownership has drifted further out of reach, as housing prices have become completely untethered from what average families can actually afford. The fundamental building blocks of a secure life, education, health, and a place to call home, have become luxury goods. The consequences of this hollowing out are profound and destabilizing. The ladder of social mobility, which once allowed people to climb from one economic class to another, has been pulled up. For many, the circumstances of their birth now dictate their future. This erosion of opportunity has fueled widespread discontent and deepened political polarization, as people on all sides search for someone to blame for their economic precarity. An economy without a strong middle class is an economy built on a fragile foundation. When a vast portion of the population lacks disposable income, consumer spending falters and the entire system becomes more vulnerable to shocks and instability. The disappearance of the middle class is not the result of a single cause, but a complex interplay of global forces, technological disruption, and policy choices made over decades. Reversing this trend requires a similarly multifaceted approach. We must invest in reskilling initiatives to prepare workers for the jobs of the future, not the past. We need to strengthen our social safety nets to provide a floor of security for everyone. And it will require bold policy changes, like progressive tax reforms that ensure the wealthiest pay their fair share, and a renewed commitment to empowering workers. The path forward is not simple, but it is necessary. Because a future without a thriving middle class isn't just an economic problem, it's a threat to the very fabric of our society.